Hello again, and yes, finally, sunshine. Now I was going to be doing some work inside today, but it was so nice I thought, let's get out and ride. When was it I last rode in sunshine? I can't remember. So we're heading off out through Cape and Ray on the Red Hunter, and this is the first time I've ridden this route. And we're going to be riding towards Borwick and then Keirholm. Now we've come in the opposite direction. When I first got the Hunter, we came in the opposite direction on some of this, but it was very wet. It was December the 19th as I recall, or perhaps the 20th, and I was using a different camera. This one seems to be working quite nicely. So we'll just tootle along here at a nice moderate pace, which I enjoy. And we'll be getting off a couple of places. This is the first part of the ride. There will be a second part coming, and that will be a ride through Priest Hutton and into Borwick, and we'll be stopping off in those sort of places too. So there's all things to look forward to. Hope you enjoy it. I have to say that if you're of a nervous disposition, there is on this ride a riding hazard, which I'm pleased to say the Red Hunter and myself negotiated without falling off. But the bike now needs a bit of a clean down, as do my boots. I must say it's nice to have that little green dot back again. I've missed that. Do you know, it really feels like spring. Gives one great hope. Of course, tomorrow it'll be raining again, but we're making the most. Seize the day. Church opposite. Off to the left towards Borwick, but we'll be turning off to the right and heading off towards Keirholm. There's a cyclist coming and he decided to go left, so he seemed to be going faster than I thought he was actually. You just can't tell with these cyclists, can you? But we just came up to the junction here. I'm going to turn off to the right. Just up ahead it looks like a interesting little railway bridge, so I'm just going to pull in here and we'll have a little walk around. I've decided to park on the other side of the road on that little piece of apron down there, because I tried to put the prop stand down here and the bike didn't seem to want to be propped. It wanted to fall over. I'm just going to move across the other side of the road. Hello, handkerchief's just come out. And that's a better place. I've found that unless you've got level ground or ground that slopes away to the left, the prop stand makes the bike stand up far too vertical, and there's a tendency for it not to be stable. So I thought we'd have a little view across the gate, right into the sun, just to prove it is there. And now we're going to cross over and walk up that slope and have a view from the higher position. I have to say that wearing motorcycle gear and a little bit of an incline made me puff a bit. And this is actually a public footpath, this route, but we're not going to go any further. I just thought it might be nice to have a view from that higher position. That's the railway that leads from Carnforth over to Leeds. Little used, which is to me a tremendous shame. There should be trains running every hour on that. Steam trains too, in my view, but perhaps not everyone shares that opinion. Just look at that sun. There's a bit of a nip in the air, but wasn't too cold. I was surprised. I must say it'd be nice to get out of winter gloves though. Whilst they keep your hands warm, they're a little bit on the clumsy side. Are we ready? Nothing coming? Yep, we're off. The Hunter seems to be running nicely after its 300-mile service. It'll take about 1,000 miles to get running, and the Meteor had done 2,500 and it was silky smooth, and the Hunter is definitely improving as the miles go past. Right, yes, so we're heading off up here now. And this is cheerful. Over there is the Barbendale, which we shall be riding along again in the future, given longer days. And now here's a railway bridge, which we can scoot over. Yes, Barbendale Fells are that's a rather lovely ride that takes us over to Dent, and a lovely little village, and on to that coal road, which we shall also be doing. Dent railway station, Garsdale Head. There's so much to look forward to on these rides. And it really does feel possible now with this sunshine on this day. I think I'd want to tidy this up a bit if it was me. But I'm not a farmer, am I? There's so much work to be done if you're a farmer. Over the winter this sort of stretch of roads really got quite bad. It's never been good, but even worse now. Now see, we're running in third gear at this point. And we're 11 miles out from home. Right, there's some logging going on here. He didn't want to give me much room, did he? He wasn't prepared to go on to a little muddy bit. He made me do that. Right, to this point I decided in my wisdom to go left and do a circular route back, as I've done this before in the opposite direction. It was always okay before. So far so good then. Bit of water down here. Right, you might want to look away now if you're of a nervous disposition. Yes, that was a bit nasty, wasn't it? Fortunately, I wasn't tempted to put the brakes on. I just let the engine slow us down. It is so tempting just to touch the brakes, and of course that would have meant I would have been out on my ear. And coming down there, it's still very slippery. We've gone into first gear, so that the engine braking is at its maximum, and that means we can just come down slowly. I think if I'd been riding the Hunter, I would have actually been off. That didn't used to handle as well as this does. Right, you can breathe a sigh of relief. The worst is over. I have to say the bike is absolutely covered in mud and all sorts. So I've got to get out in a moment once this is done and give it a good clean down. It'll never come off completely, that's the trouble. Once you've ridden the bike, it never goes fully clean. I'd have to work so hard to get it completely clean. And then of course I'd be out again on it. I'd be filthy again. So that's why some riders never actually clean them. I'm not like that though. I do like a bit clean before I set off. And this little road will run us up to a more major road. Still unclassified, but it's a bit busier. And that's where we'll leave part one, because it's going to be 21 minutes of video. And that takes quite a long time to upload onto YouTube. And also I think 20 minutes is about the maximum a video should be at any one time. Very soon we'll start to see the first leaves appear on the trees. That'll be lovely. Nice too, we're riding with the sun partly behind us. You can see me down there. Look. So yeah, just coming up to a more major road. I'm just going to pull along here for a bit. And this little road will lead us over towards Burton and Kendal, but very soon I shall say goodbye for the moment, and I hope you can come and watch part two. We ride through Priest Hutton and Borwick. Right, and that's the end of our ride.